ready to get planning with some beautiful color? Well, we're talking about a race between my good friend Marty Hansen with Bloom Master and the king of green himself, Jerry White. And what we're talking about, King, is you're going to put on one of your annual classes, and we hear that a lot of times, of just how to teach somebody how to put together a moss basket, correct?
That's right. People need to know how to do it. It really takes a lot of work, and you got to get it done properly. So it's a great way to get color in there. It's the only way I think that works best.
So they really need to take a class in order to put one of these moss baskets
Absolutely.
together.
If you don't take a class, you don't know how to do it right.
Well, we're talking about 2/3 less time, right, Marty?
That is correct, and no education required. This is a basic planner. Anyone can do this.
Very simple and easy versus lots of material. Now, Jerry, what materials did you put together for us for your moss basket?
Well, I'm not sure I have everything here, but I definitely need the wire basket. I need the moss. I need the color. I need the fertilizer here. I've got to have my pruners here to be able to get this smoothed out there and get it rounded up properly.
Okay, and then you also have to pre-wet the moss, right?
Absolutely. Can I start now?
Well, let's go ahead and let you get started. We're going to give
Thank
you a
you.
little head start because that's the way, actually, Bloom Master came up with the concept for this first by doing moss baskets, right?
That is correct. We started building moss baskets. Inherently, they would wick the moisture away. It's not going to wick out of the Bloom Master. Then you had to add your moss, or you had to use that funny cocoa stuff, and then you had to build it up, and then your plants would die, and it was a tough thing to do. So using the Bloom Master, we said, let's go back and let's design a container that anyone can use with no special training and be able to create these beautiful hanging baskets
Well, as a matter of
in easy
fact,
steps.
Marty, you were saying that people actually came up, and part of the reason why you created the Bloom Master is so many people asked you to do baskets for them.
That is correct. They'd come to us and say, would you help us do a moss basket? And we started doing it. It was so time consuming, and then we came up with this and we said, well, now let us show you how to do it. Now anyone can do this.
Well, I'm talking about ease of putting together a moss basket, but using a pot. As you can see, what you're doing is you're placing the color inside the pot, and you put a little, just any compost really, or potting soil that you want to purchase. Doesn't matter which brand, right?
Any brand of potting mix, simply put in your potting mix, and then I'm going to start building this up as Dan tells you what I'm doing here.
And the neat thing about it is, when I say more is better, actually, when we're talking about color, the big mistake that I see is people will buy a flat of color and they spread it 20 feet around their yard, but you buy a flat of color, you can kind of mix the colors up. These are wave petunias. Color Spot provided us these great wave petunias that we're placing into the Bloom Master, and you can see how quick that Marty is able to really put this whole pot together and relatively easily to do.
And that is correct, Dan. And what I'm doing here is I'm actually, because these are the larger pots or larger 6-packs that we're using here, I'm actually putting them in through reverse. Now, if you get your standard 6-packs from your local nursery, you're just simply going to place them through the openings this way. Very simple to do. Build your layers up, add a layer of potting mix. You're on your way to planting your first Bloom Master.
So you've already gone through the first and you're working on the second row, and looks like
I've got
Jerry's,
the moss down. I've got some color here. I'm okay.
That's right.
You're hanging in there.
No.
But as you can see, now we're adding a little bit. You pre-moisten the potting soil, correct?
I do like to pre-moisten my potting mix. It keeps the plants from going into shock. It's great for them. If you throw them on that dry potting mix, it's just going to start pulling that moisture out. So pre-moisten it.
And you know what's blowing my mind is you see that the compost, or actually the potting soil, isn't falling through the holes, because as you fill it in, that kind of acts as the plug.
That is correct.
Keep it in. You see, you're getting with it there, Jerry. Just keep working on it.
Here's an example of a smaller one. Let's just add a
Not to mention, you know, one of the things that I forgot to tell all of our viewers, very important thing, is, as you can see, you got to buy the wire basket, you got to buy the moss, you got to have some potting soil. You know, the thing that I was excited about is that really the cost of the pot and a bag of potting soil and your color. What I like about it is you got an opportunity to buy more color, right?
That is correct. And you're not adding, for example, with the moss basket, you got to replace that moss every year. You're not replacing anything with your Bloom Master. You've already got your investment. You're done.
And you saw me jump on that actual container, so we know that they're strong. They can hold up about 600 pounds from when they're hanging, so they're not going to get too heavy and break the plastic, correct?
That is correct.
And the neat thing about it is you're not even going to see the plastic after you get through potting it, correct?
That's right. It's going to look a little bit like a tossed salad, but give Mother Nature a little bit of an opportunity, and it's going to fill in all of that, and it's going to be absolutely spectacular.
And not long either. It's not going to take very long to do it. That's the important thing. Now I want to talk about some things that you should get along with it. This is a great product. It's called Dry Water, because it's so very important when we deal with potted plants that you actually keep them moist and watered. This product will allow you to water this, as the label says, up to 90 days. And what it is just a tube, and you actually slice the tube, place it in the pot, and it'll actually keep your plants moist for up to 90 days. So you can forget about, in case you do forget, you should still check it with a moisture meter or go in there and just feel it, but this is going to, really take care of adding that additional moisture you need. Another thing that I want to quickly add is this QuickZorb is a dry product that you can use, and it'll actually hold the moisture as well. That can be applied to that potting soil to keep the moisture in the container, which really prevents it from drying out and stressing the plant, because there's nothing that looks worse than drying out. When we get back, we're going to see how this great competition's going. You're still hanging in there, huh, Jerry?
I'm coming. I'm going to get there. I may have to get some more moss, though. I think I ran out.
And we're going to show you a completed pot and how beautiful, and the time that it took was just minutes. So stay with us. We'll be right back. Very cool.